How are you? Grade 2. Now let's continue our lesson. As I explained in the first part that our lesson today is comparative adjectives. What's the meaning of comparative? Comparative means to compare between two people, two things, two animals using adjectives. Okay, look at this picture here. The first one here, there are a boy and a girl. So the girl is tall and the boy is taller than her if I want to compare between them. So can we write a sentence or can we say a sentence here? Yes. The boy is taller than the girl. The other picture. What can you see here? We can see here a dog and a puppy. The first one here is small, but the other one is smaller. So the puppy is smaller than the dog. The third picture. There is a book with the boy and a feather with the girl. So if I want to compare between them, if I want to use the comparative adjective here, I will use lighter. So I will say the feather is lighter than the book. The fourth one, the adjective heavy. Look here. So there are many books with the boys and there are two copybooks or books with the girl. So here the books are heavier than the copybooks. Now we understand what's the meaning of comparative adjectives. Correct? Okay, now let's move to the rules that I explained them for you in the first part. Comparative adjectives. If we have one syllable adjective, we will just write er and then, or we will just add er to the adjective and then. For example, long will be longer, tall, taller, straight, straighter, large, larger. Look here, large ends in E. That's why I add only R. Big, bigger. Look here. Letter G is consonant and I is vowel. So I double the consonant, then I write ER. Bigger. Hot. T is consonant. O is vowel. So it's hotter than. Two syllable adjectives. Honest. More honest. Famous. More famous. Happy. Happier than. Crazy. Crazier. Here there is Y. I change Y to I and then I write ER. Narrow, narrower. Gentle, gentler. Three or more syllables. Expensive. Expensive will be more expensive than. Popular, more popular than. Confident, more confident than. Dangerous, more dangerous than. Beautiful, more beautiful than. Difficult, more difficult than. And there are also some irregular adjectives, as I told you. Irregular adjectives. Good will be better than. Bad will be worse than. Far, farther than. Many, more than. Little, less than. Far, farther than. We can write A or U as we like. It's a regular adjective. Here, let's move to the grammar and writing booklet. Open your grammar and writing booklet, page 78 first. Today is Monday, April 6, 2020. Comparative adjectives. We use comparative adjectives to compare two things, people, or animals. So we compare between two people or two animals or two things using the adjectives. Example, a train is faster than a bike. So we add er to the adjective fast, then than. To compare between two people or two things, we add er to the adjective. Slow, slower. If an adjective ends in e, we just add r, like safe will be safer, and nice, nicer, as I told you on the board. If an adjective ends in y, we change y to I, then er, like heavy will be heavier. I change y to I, then I add er. Okay, let's move to page 79. Comparative adjectives. We use the comparative adjectives to compare two things. Look at the picture. The elephant is bigger than the mouse. Here I double letter G because it's consonant and there's a vowel before the consonant. That's why I double G and I write ER and then. So the elephant is bigger than the mouse, or who can say another sentence if I want to start with the mouse? I can hear you. Tell me. The mouse is smaller than the elephant. Excellent, excellent students. Here, one syllable. The form will be er and then, like big, bigger than, small, smaller than, nicer than, taller than, shorter than, stronger than, weaker than, longer than. Two syllables ending in y. Change y to I, then add er. Like easy, we will remove letter y and write I, then er, and then. It will be easier than. Busy, busier than. Pretty, prettier than. Heavy, heavier than. Funny, funnier than. Smelly, smellier than. Happy, happier than. Friendly, friendlier than. Three or more syllables. More than adjective and that than. More beautiful than. More dangerous than. More intelligent than. More understanding than. More complex than. More interesting than. More difficult than. More frustrating than. Now move to page 80. Comparative adjectives. Here we will write the comparative and its opposite. The adjective here is new. What is the comparative of new? Newer than. Then the opposite, older than. Fat will be fatter than. Look here, I double the consonant T. Fatter than. The opposite, thinner than. Warm, warmer than. Then cooler than. Sad, sadder than. Happier than, the opposite. Lovely, lovelier than. I remove y and write I, then er. The opposite, uglier than. Good. Good is an irregular adjective. As I told you, it will be better than, then the opposite will be worse than. Big, bigger than. The opposite, smaller than. Polite, politer than. Ruder than. Easy, easier than. Harder than. Exciting, more exciting than. More boring than. Bad, worse than, and better than. So the irregular verb or the irregular adjectives here is good and bad. So the adjectives good and bad are irregular. Like the comparative of them will be better than, and the comparative of bad will be worse than. Now let's move to page 81. The comparative adjectives here. Look at the first picture. We can see an elephant and a monkey. If I want to compare between them, what's the adjectives that I can use? I can use heavy and I can use light. If I want to start with the elephant, I'll use the adjective heavy. If I want to start with the monkey, I'll use the adjective light. I'll say my sentence and I want you to answer with me now. Here, I'll use the adjective heavy. The comparative of it will be heavier. So I remove y and write I, then er. It will be heavier. So the elephant is heavier than the monkey. the elephant is heavier than the monkey. If I want to start with the monkey, can you answer please? Who can tell me which adjective I'll use here? Heavy or light if I'll start with the monkey? Light, excellent. So I will say the monkey is lighter than the elephant. The second picture. Look at John and Ed. John is thinner Ed is thinner while John is fatter. I can use the adjective thin and I can use the adjective fat. If thin will be thinner than, if fat it will be fatter than. So Ed is thinner than John, or John is fatter than Ed. Excellent. Here, morning and night. What can you see in the picture? He's sleepy at night. So sleepy will be sleepier than. So it will be the man is sleepier at night than in the morning. Number 4, winter and summer. Here the adjective will be cold. It will be colder than. Winter is colder than summer, or summer is hotter than winter. Excellent. Picture number 5, the woman and the man. What can you see in the picture? The woman is taller than the man, or the man is shorter than the woman. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I hope that you understand our lesson very well. It's about comparative adjectives. Study it very, very well. Okay? Now, let's have an exercise to practice on it. Now I want you to do this exercise, comparative adjectives. Look at the picture. First, I'll compare between giraffes and horses. He give you an adjective here. The adjective here is tall. So giraffes, I'll do the first one and you'll do the other questions here. Giraffes are taller than horses. The other one, elephants are, he give you an adjective here, big than cows. So what you'll write here, giraffes are, then he give you the adjective beautiful. Sheep are, he give you an adjective here to complete the sentence. Snakes are, here there is dangerous. Cows are, there is slow. Horses are, there is loud here. So all these words are adjectives. I want you to compare between the animals here using these adjectives, okay? Be careful. There is 1 syllable or 2 syllable adjectives, and there is 3 syllable adjectives. Adjective er and than, and also more adjective than. For example, tall is short adjective, 1 syllable adjective, and beautiful here is 3 syllable adjective. So tall will be taller than, beautiful will be beautifuler than, no, will be more beautiful than. The other exercise. Here, the first picture, elephant and tortoise. Compare between them. I want you to write 2 sentences. If you will start with the elephant, you will use the adjective big. I'll do the first picture for you. So the elephant here, the elephant is bigger than the tortoise. Number 2, the tortoise is smaller than the elephant. So you will write 2 sentences to compare between the 2 pictures using 2 adjectives that are written in front of you here. Okay? Do this exercise also. I hope that you understand the lesson very well. Waiting for your answers. Thank you. See you next time. Study well and take care.